Snake Wood Nip Hustle. Big shout out to my SPI, Spotter Low. You know, I'm in the black box. Had to come through, tap in, show love one time. Yeah, y'all make sure y'all subscribe. Stay tuned. All that.
Hey guys, I'm sorry I'm late. Unforeseen circumstances, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, you guys, so sorry. Won't happen again. So the powers that be tried to stop me from going live today, but we here. Hi everyone, we're gonna just let everyone get in the chat. Hi, hey. Oh, don't be worried. God got me. God got me. God brought me this far. He's gonna have me. No. I soul not for sale. Soul not for sale. Soul not for sale. Soul not for sale. Hello. Hey y'all, see you. Hey Sheedy. Hey. All right, we're gonna let the chat go up a little bit. Okay, how do I add my moderator? Yeah, I'm going to talk trap star. Just trying to get it together. I guess I see it right there. Wait, no. Go ahead, go there. No, oh yeah, that one. That one. Wait, hold on. A note? Okay, wait, hold on. Going?
Yes.
Okay, go slide it down. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Chenika Tommpkins. The other side of the coin. Queens get the money. I see you. Queens get the money. Queens get the money. First baby mother, first child for my parents, first grandchild, first great grand, first niece. So first everything. That's how we do this over here. Um, I'm Shaniqua. You know me depicted in the movie Get Rich or Die Trying. You know, and then before I even get into that, there's just a lot of unanswered questions, a lot of preconceived notions, a lot of disparaging lies that have been told about me from your favorite rapper. But this is going to be story time. I'm going to start doing on my live. We're going to start to get to some truth telling, and we're going to get into it. Thank you. And we're going to get into it. So, like I said, I'm Shaniqua. I'm Charlene from the movie, and what you can see, I was depicted in a great light. I was with 50 for about 12 years. We have one son together. I have an oldest daughter, eldest child, Mia. Um, I was the one who took care of him. I was the one who took him to my mom's house when he got shot. Saved his life. Saved his life. Saved his life. I was the one before he got shot and he signed with JMJ Records. I was the one who was taking care of him financially, was working 18 hours a 18 hours a day on a toll bridge, Whitestone Expressway, paying for DATs, reels, studio time, jewelry, tattoos, companies. Rotten Apple Records, his first company. Um, yeah, like I was that person. So it wasn't me getting with 50 when he was who he is now. It was I was there with him from the beginning. I am G Unit. I am G Unit. So when he got shot, it was he never wanted to place me along again with his lies and his wanting to create his own narrative. But Marquise and I were there when he got shot. It was me, him, Marquise, his grandmother was in the yard, 50, and JU, and JU had his girlfriend in the car. Um, and we were there with no shots right now. And we're going to get more into that. We're going to get more into that. So you're going to get to know me during these lives, and you're going to get more into that. So I don't know what topic y'all want to go into first. What's hot, what's not. I don't know if you want to go into the Diddy trial, Daphne Joy, because that's how this all started, was with the queen from not Philippines comment that I made. Because I'm getting DMs, even though, of course, you could tell I'm from Queens and I'm not from the Philippines, but I was getting a lot of DMs and people thinking that it was me. Okay, so you're saying remove the comments. Okay, so how do I do that? Let me see. Oh well, y'all saying remove the comments. Well, hold on. I don't know how to do that. Wait, hold on. Okay, so we're not gonna get into that right now. It's just gonna be aggravating. I forgot where I was at. So yeah, so that's how it came about. The Queen from Philippines comment. We all know the Diddy trial is going on, and we all know my son's father is not happy with it. Like he's not happy. But what Daphne is doing is indicative to her character. It was so it's been rumored and known for years that she has been a pole girl from um Vegas. Like that's known. That's known. Um and he knew that when he beat her up in California, which he seems like that's just so buried how he beat her up. It was a domestic violence case in California. Um the California Attorney's Office tried to contact me. Hey, y'all, tried to contact me
Okay.
to
Right.
to testify in that case. They contacted my child support attorneys for me to question me and to testify in Daphne Joy's domestic violence case, which I declined. Which I declined. Which I declined.
What made you decline?
Um, as I'm a mother first, and I'm a woman, but she during the duration of the relationship with her and 50, she gave me so much shade and she was trolling me along with him. Like she thought she was superior. She thought her and her child were going to be superior to Marquise and I. So I said, I'll sit this one out.
But did she ever come at you and like troll you in any kind of way
Yeah,
when
she always the subliminals
oh
all the time. Absolutely. On I can't remember. I would have to go back. I snapshot and I save everything. But it used to be on Twitter all the time. She would just throw the subs, the subs, the subs. So and I could understand it because it's like I left him. I don't want him. I don't communicate with him often. So I could not understand what why she was upset about you have him. So you have a child by him. So I'm not in the scenario, so I can understand. I
so about
really,
how old around what year was that though that this took place? Because
I
I think the
think it
child
was
how old is
about, I think it was about maybe 2008, 2011, because at the time before he got with her, he was with Ciara. So he left Ciara to be with her, to be with Daphne, which I couldn't understand because Marquise loved Ciara. His family adored Ciara, and he left Ciara to be with Daphne.
You said about 2008, 2009.
No, yeah, maybe him and Ciara probably maybe 2010. I'm not sure, but I know he was with the girl Daphne maybe like 2011, 2012, somewhere around that, somewhere around here. But he
And
definitely,
how old is Saya now?
I
Their
don't
son.
that I don't know. I would have to Google it. I don't know. I just know that him and I he's a Virgo. I do know that. Like him and I like days apart in birthday, but I don't know how old he is. I have no clue. I'm guessing maybe 10, 11, maybe. I don't know.
So if the Marquise is what, 29, 28? How old is
28,
Marquise?
28.
So they're about what, 16
They,
years difference, 17.
yeah, probably more than that. Right, like 10, over 10 years. But Floyd was dating Miss Jackson at the time, and he hooked Boo Boo up with Daphne. He hooked them up. I guess Floyd got the last laugh because he said, I told you not to have no baby Bob. And we all see, if you go to Floyd's page now, which we all know Floyd is his best friend or was his best friend, on his page now, Floyd has a post saying to Boo Boo, and the first line he says in that post, you're just mad because Marquise's mother don't want to be with you. And I'm assuming we all know if you have a best friend, your best friend knows all your secrets and who you care about. And that's what Floyd said first line out the gate.
So being a Floyd, what was the fallout between Floyd and his son's father about?
50 wanted to try to get into the boxing business. So as I don't know if everyone knows, like I was very close with Floyd's children's mother, Josie Harris. God bless her dead. I love Josie. Sweet, fun, just all around great person. I just wanted to say that Floyd. I mean, Boo Boo wanted to get into the boxing business, and Floyd is like, no, we're friends. Like you have your business, I have my business, but he wanted to get into the boxing business. So he thought he was gonna Josie told me he went to Floyd's parents. Like if he was asking for a hand in marriage, you know how you go to a girl's parents to ask for
Right,
their hand in marriage. So he went to
right.
Floyd, like, I just want to have your blessings. I want to get into business with Floyd, and Floyd was like, no, he wanted to just be friends, and that's what Boo Boo would say. Boo Boo would say, oh, Floyd want to be he would tell me Floyd want to prick fingers and be blood brothers, like because he wasn't genuine in a friendship, so which is typical of him. Like he's not genuine in any relationship. And as we can see, he can't maintain a personal relationship with anyone. So he was upset by that, and that's how the beef started because Floyd wanted to keep it his friend, and his business separate.
Totally understand. But I see that you calling him Boo Boo. Some people don't know why you calling him Boo Boo. So you want to tell them why
Oh,
you calling him Boo Boo?
it's not a pet name. So it's not a pet name. That was his name from around the area in Queens. And so it's not a pet name. So it's not like, oh my boo boo. No, that's what people call him boo or boo boo, boo from 134 and God broke. So it's a nickname.
Also been around for a while. So let me ask you a question because people want about this is going to go it's going to be widespread at this point because of what happened last week. What made you want to do this now? Why now?
Um, just tired of 50 controlling the narrative. Tired of him controlling the narrative for so many years and lying. Like just it's nothing else. You know, it's three sides of the truth, but the truth is, whatever the saying, how it goes, he's just a liar. He just lies, he manipulates, he spins, and I didn't realize that there are so many impressionable, weak people that they see his character. He shows his character all day and night on his Instagram, and they believe what he happens to say about someone just because you like some of his songs and you feel like he's successful. I don't understand it.
Do you is there any financial gain from 50 Cent at this point from him to you?
No,
Because people may say you still want money. There was a
no,
viral clip about Marquise with child support at 27.
which
Can,
is
can we touch on that real quick?
all lies. He paid child support. My child support declaration was until Marquise was 21. He hasn't paid child support in like 8 years.
So the video with him saying about paying the money, what was it? With Choke No Joke, I think something like that. The video, the guy that did the interview with Marquise, that was the old video basically.
Say that again. Could you repeat that, please?
Got a little background noise. I said that. Remember the video with Marquise that came out? He was talking about he wanted child support at 26 years old. I think he did an interview with Choke No Joke or something like
Mm-hmm.
that. Was that an old interview?
Which was untrue. Marquise was stating that we jumped out of a burning house with our pajamas on. We lost everything. He was saying to Choke, I would like to call him a different name, but I'm not. He was saying to him that I had to start my life over with nothing but 6,700. And to the average person, I guess that's a lot. And I get that because that's not the average child support. But average child support goes to average people. Marquis' father is not the average person, so he's not going to receive the average child support. His life is not the average life. Like, and it's not about just wanting materialistic things and saying that it's not the average life. Being with his dad and all the drama and chaos that comes with it, he's supposed to be well fed, organically fed, well tutored, behind someone's gated community, security. Like, that's what it is. Like, at one point, when the Murder Inc. trial was going on, Chris Lighty suggested that we homeschool Marquise for security purposes.
Did y'all get threats?
No, not that I know of, but just for security purposes, like, oh, well, he should be homeschooled. We homeschooled. Marquise was homeschooled. So now that I decided I don't want to be with you, you just say, oh, that's it. You just throw us to the wolves.
Well, let me ask you, because people say we're not touching a few things because the home burning. We'll get to that in a second. Why didn't you want to be with him? Just at this point, he's a famous rapper. Gene is clicking. You know, he's a sex symbol in a sense because he's in great shape. Why wouldn't you want to be with somebody at that point in his career?
Because he was abusive. Well, he still is abusive. I'm just not in his presence, but he's abusive. Emotionally, physically, he's abusive. And the last straw for me was he hit me in front of my daughter. And I said, as a mother, if I allow her to see him hit me and stay with him, what example am I setting for my daughter? And that's when that was it for me. It was that
Right.
and another incident with Marquise. So it was two incidents, but it was kind of close. And there was another incident with Marquise, Yayo, and Banks used to have an apartment they used to share in Manhattan. And I went to pick 50 up from there. So Marquise told me that I guess like he had a girl there, like, a girl that, he just told me something. So him and I got to argument. He beat the mess out of me and then told Marquise, see, it's your fault. I had to whoop your mother's ass. So those were two incidents for me that I said, no, it's time to go.
So the abuse was there. Okay. About what year was that? You remember?
I left him in about maybe 2007, 2008, around that year, around that time.
So basically, it was from you to Sierra, then to your most
I mean,
recent.
he definitely had different holes in different areas. Because let's say if Marquise was with him, he had a different woman with him. But like that's not none of my business. But Sierra was like his main girlfriend at the time, which Marquise like really, really liked him. Like he always said. And by the way, it's so crazy. Marquise always expressed how much he liked Sierra. But when he met Daphne, I never forget. We were visiting New York, and his dad and Daphne was staying at his grandparents' house, and I was staying at my grandmother's house. So, he took Marquise over to his grandparents' house, whatever, little visit or whatever. And Marquise came back and he looked at me and he said, "Mommy, she's not for my father." And I said, "Well, why don't you tell you that? Tell him that he's not." She's like, "She's just." I said, "Well, what is she nice to you or did she disrespect me?" He's like, "She didn't do anything to me." She said, "She's just not for my father." And that's what's so crazy. Like, he didn't like her from the jump, but like I said, adored Sierra, but didn't like her. I don't want to say he didn't like her. He just said that whatever he sensed, I don't know if it was like a discernment. He just said it. She just wasn't. Was that?
Now, I got a quick question before we get to the home burning situation, which is kind of deep. Um, that wasn't the first time that he abused you, was it?
No, but no, but when it filters out in front of the children, like no, like the first time he ever hit me, to be honest, was I'm gonna talk about this. This is a lot of cathartic moments and stuff, but um, the first time I don't even think I've told you this. I think the first time he hit, no, I don't think I know. The first time he hit me, I was pregnant with Marquise, belly out to here.
Well, let me ask you. So Marquise, I'm pregnant with Marquise, so it's been 12 years. What makes a female stay when she's getting abused?
I I won't say what makes a female say. I can say what made me stay, and
But that's a better question. I'm just because we're talking to the
yeah.
600 people, so I just want to because a lot of people say, "Oh, it's the money, it's the money, it's the money,"
Oh, but he
but
didn't have any money then. Like
well, that's what I was going
I
to
was
get to
taking
at
care
that
of
point, right?
him. He didn't have any money then. He didn't. That I was pregnant with Marquise in '96. He didn't become 50 Cent until um 2003. 2003, yeah, 2003. I think give us trying to get on 2003, 2000. Like, so it was. He didn't have any money. He wasn't this big drug dealer that he tries to claim to be. First of all, he never was a big drug dealer. He was always a corner boy. Let's get that straight. Like anybody from Jamaica, Queens, Southside Jamaica, Queens, Boo was known for his hands, and he was a corner boy. He may have like little yales and that under him, but he was always a corner boy. He was no big time drug dealer, and he wasn't that. And not discredit him, but like I say, he was known for fighting. He was good with his hands, but he was never no big time drug dealer. He had a nice when I got with him. He had a Land Cruiser, then he got the big Benz, and I guess maybe that gave the facade that he was this big time guy. But everybody from the neighborhood used to look like you talking to him, like you talking to him, like he wasn't that guy. Well, he was not.
Right. So some of the things that the chat wants to know is how many times did he get shot? Some say 5, 9, 10, 11. Who knows? Do you know how? I asked you what it was. How many times he got shot?
Absolutely, I know because I was there. I was I was there with him in the hospital for weeks to the point where once he was not in his induced coma. Once he saw I was there, he did not let me leave his side. But he was shot 5 times. 5 times. Once in the jaw, the arm, the hip, and everything else was like little like flesh wound. But 5 times. It was not 9. He said he came up with 5. His reasoning to me why he said he came up with 5 was because Tupac got shot 9 times. I mean 5 times. He said Tupac got shot 5 times, so he wanted to sensationalize it because he didn't want to be compared to Tupac. He wanted to make it bigger than what Tupac was. That's what. But he got shot 5 times. That's a fact. I was
And you was
there.
there.
I was in
You
constant
witnessed.
communication with the doctors. I was his next to kin. He got shot 5 times.
And you was there because people are going to debate. Were you there?
I was when he got shot or in the hospital.
Well, both in the shot.
I was
Yeah.
there in front of the house when he got shot. Like I said, his grandmother was in the yard planting flowers. Marquise and I had walked him to well, I can't explain the house. Well, I kind of could, but the house had a porch, so he was still like a outside porch. So Marquise and I was standing in the outside porch. JU came and spoke. If you hear even JU's interviews, which by the way, coming soon, I have so much footage with God. Recipes JU. I got so much footage with JU, and that's going to definitely come out soon. Yeah, we were there. Marquise and I were there. We were there. And he never placed me there. Like I said, he likes to control the narrative. He never placed me there. But Marquise and I were there. We were there. Me, Marquise's grandmother, and JU. And JU girlfriend was in the car. His girlfriend at the time was in the car.
Just going back in time real quick. So how old was Marquise when he got shot?
He was 3 years. He was about 3 going on 4.
And let's get to the house burning now, because there's a lot of speculation, a lot of stories about the house getting burnt down. You want to recap on that? You want Marquise to come in? I think Marquise is in the chat as well.
I think he wants to. Yeah. One of the
Well, let
most
me ask you this way: what makes you say he did it, though?
we got into a fight that Monday at my lawyer's office. I have a police report. He threatened me. He tried to hit me, but I ran. He threatened me. He said he was going to have someone come do something. He said, and watch how I get down. He said it. And that Friday, I do believe that was Monday. That Friday, I had to do my deposition. I was taking my piece to school. A Magnum car was following me. I don't know if you remember the Dodge Magnums, and everybody knew back then all of G Unit members rode Dodge Magnums. Was following me to Marquise's school. I ditched the car, drove to Queens, and drove to my grandma's house. Mia was already in school. I get to the courthouse. I do my deposition. I come back outside. It was a guy following me, trying to intimidate me to the point where my lawyer was so worried that she would just please be careful. So he was trying to kick me out the house, and he couldn't get me out the house. And that's another thing where he says, like, oh, he didn't. He went to Suffolk County. They gave me an eviction, but I took it to the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court allowed me to stay. So he couldn't get me out the house at the time. And then his lawyer and I have in my deposition papers, which once I started doing my YouTube channel, I could be able to side by side and bring up stuff. His lawyer actually asked me where was my evidence, and that was the first part of the house to burn down. I don't think that was a coincidence.
Right. Who's on the house at the time when it got set on fire?
It was. That's another thing. He tried to create the narrative. It was me, my boyfriend. No man lived with me in that house. And I will repeat, no man lived with me in that house. No man, except for Marquise, and he wasn't a man at the time. He was a child. It was me, my daughter, Marquise, a family friend, and she had gotten into an argument with her husband. So it was her and her son, and my youngest sister. My mom had passed away, so I had custody of my youngest sister.
How old was your children?
Well, he's probably about 12. Mia probably about maybe 16, 17.
So those are minors. We had 2 minors, teenager, 3 minors. Was 4 minors? Wait a minute.
It
You
was
said
the minors was Marquise, my daughter, my youngest sister, and yeah, I'm not gonna say his name, but yeah, it was 4 minors.
do you think it was a move to try to scare you or try to get rid of you? What do you deep down, like, what do you think the motive was behind to really get rid of you or to scare you out of the house? Honestly speaking,
I think it was to kill us because the time it wasn't like it happened when the kids were in school. Maybe I was there by myself, or it happened the hours you're sleeping. No one's up. It was still dark outside to the point where when I heard the glass shatter, because what happened was Marquise was sick that day. even though I was going to take him to school, like I said, the car was following me, but he was sick. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to ditch this car. I don't feel safe taking him to school, but I'm going to take him to my grandma's house. So Marquise was sick that day. I could not sleep. And that's why I said, I don't want to get all holy roll on everybody, but that's when I say, if you don't know God is real, I feel sorry for you. Because I could not sleep. At the time, I was sleeping downstairs in the guest room. Everyone else was upstairs. I waited. Like I said, a close family friend, her husband, and they got into an argument. So I waited for her. I slept on the couch in the family room. I brought her in the house, set her upstairs, and I stayed in the guest room downstairs. I could not sleep. I kept waking up. And so I said, you know what? I said, Marquise, I said, let me go check on him because Marquise had a habit of throwing up in his sleep. So I said, you know what? Let me check on him. I'm just going to just check on him. And then I ended up getting in the bed with him. But so let me just keep, because he was kept coughing. So I was like, you know, I get scared he's going to throw up in his sleep, and choke. Marquise's coughing kept me from being in a deep sleep, but I still was concerned about what was going on. Like I said, people were following me. They were at the courthouse, so I was concerned. But I couldn't quite get into a deep sleep. So Marquise's bedroom was in front of the house. So once I heard the glass shatter, I went to the front of the house and it was pitch dark. I couldn't see anything. So just in that second, I came from Marquise's room to the top of the stairs. I went down maybe 3 steps and the flames just shot up to the ceiling. It was just, we couldn't even make it downstairs.
So you're the first person that's seen the fire. What I'm getting
Yeah,
from this, right? It's on the
I
paper
heard the
picture.
glass shatter. So my daughter said, so she said she thought I broke something because all she heard was me cursing. But for some reason, I was so enraged. I was like, this motherfucker. This motherfucker sent somebody to burn the house down. So my daughter said she just heard glass and me cursing. So she just assumed that I dropped a glass or something. And I just kicked into action. I just got everybody out their rooms. We had like a little bonus room upstairs, like we had like a couch and a television and stuff. We couldn't go that way, so then we go to my sister's bedroom. So my sister's bedroom had like a little awning, like where the backyard and the pool was. So I kicked out the screen so we could jump down to the awning to jump out. So I saw a man there. So I got a little hesitant. I was like, oh my gosh, what if he's coming to finish us off? And um
We
this
didn't even get
happened
the
to
man
be,
sitting.
yeah, it happened to be an off-duty police officer.
Okay, got it.
Yeah, so he was already on the phone with 911. He said so later on I found out he saw the smoke and he was going to get his daughter from, like, I think he said she was at a hotel. You know how they have prom parties at a hotel, and he said the highway, whichever way he takes, it didn't take him that way. He saw the smoke, came up the driveway, and saved our lives. Saved our lives.
Y'all got out from the downstairs or the upstairs? From the upstairs
We
window.
couldn't make it down, since I said, like, I got to the 4th step and the flames engulfed, like it just shot, like literally it looked like a movie. Like, I can't explain, like it just like it just went from the floor to the ceiling. So we couldn't make it downstairs.
So what you do? You jumped out the windows?
Yeah, we jumped
Climbed
out the
down
window out of
something?
my sister's. My sister, where her bedroom was towards the back of the house. So she had an awning, like from the sliding door. So we jumped down from her window to the awning to the floor. But the off-duty police officer was there to break our fall. But I have
And no one
police
had.
report that he threatened me. I have all of that. Yeah, I never changed my story. From the 911 call, the man asked me who did it to me. I said who. My story never changed. It never changed. It never
Did you
changed.
speak to him after that?
Who?
50 Cent.
Um, no, not at. Then we now remember we said now we're in court for child support at this time, in custody. So no, he set out his press statement. I hope everyone's okay. Then he calls Marquise like days later, But then I hear him questioning him. And so I got on the phone and I was like, what are you asking me these questions? But he's questioning like, where you at? Like, and I'm just like, at this point, like, you don't need to know where we're at. Like, it's safety. He's like, shut the fuck up, bitch. And he started cursing at me or whatever, and I hung up the phone. So I think Chris Lighty had got in contact with me. He wanted to give Marquise. I was like, he wanted to give Marquise his own phone so he could talk to his dad. In a box full of big clothes, like maybe like about 4 pants and about 6 shirts. Like that's what his father gave him, a telephone and 4 pants and 6 shirts.
Oh, so Marquise was still talking to his father at that time.
Well, no one had phones. Like after I ended up getting a phone because no one I didn't. It's the fire. I think my daughter was the only one who grabbed her phone because I didn't even have a phone. Like I was in my pajamas, like literally not to be so graphic or vivid. Like I didn't have any underwear. Like I had on like it was a little juicy cover up. It was terry cloth, and I would wear it as pajamas. I didn't even have on underwear, shoes, nothing. I didn't have a phone. So we were coughing, so we all were coughing. So the paramedics told us that we, probably had like smoke inhalation. They took us to the hospital. I have a good friend. She came and brought us some clothes, and yeah,
I gotta ask you a question. Now, people to say, well, y'all wasn't together, right, when it happened,
yeah,
right?
I had just left him. Maybe not. We weren't even broke up for a year at that time. I don't think it was not even a year. No.
So people gonna ask, man, and the chat probably gonna say, well, why did you stay at his house if y'all was broken up? Or was it a house that he bought for you? What?
It was a house
Explain
that
that part.
it was a house that he brought for me. So if I'm his son's primary caretaker, which by the way, when people always try to say, "Oh, you brainwashed him, you this, you that," the man has plenty of money at that time. We have a custody agreement. He signed over all his rights voluntarily. He signed over. The courts gave Marquise his own separate attorney. He signed over all his rights voluntarily. Like, say if I wish I would have had the agreement out if I was thinking I would have it next time. I'll have everything so I could read it verbatim. Like if Marquise was on a life support system, it's I would consult with his father, but I made the final decision and everything with Marquise, where he lived, where he goes to school. The only thing he asked was I couldn't change his surname, which is his last name, and if I moved or went out of a certain proximity, he would have to know. But he had every other weekends. I didn't trust him, so I would have him meet me at the precinct. He had every other weekends and every other holidays, to the point where he didn't keep up with his visitations. I was able to move to Georgia, and he didn't even know because he wasn't keeping up with his visitation. Not that I was keeping it from him. I was able to move to another state, and he did not know because he wasn't keeping up with his visitation.
Now, do you think because he didn't want to, or he just was busy being the entertainer artist?
No,
What
I think
I
he
just
he didn't he didn't want to because it it's nothing that you're gonna be so busy to see your child. Like I don't care. Like don't get me wrong, he's a busy artist, but when I was with him, he made time and he saw Marquise all the time. Well, we lived together, but he's traveling. It's a lot, but you saw him then, so I don't understand like why that we're not together. You can't see him, and that's what he would do in the court. And sometimes the judge would check him. But he was like, "Oh, well, he always wanted to come to my house to see him," and I'm like, "No." So the judge was like, "Well, you could go get him and take him to the park, or take him to your grandmother's house in Long Island. Why do you have to sit with Miss Tommpkins to see him?" He then after the fire, I got a new number. He tried to get the course to make me give him his number. I said no. Marquise has his own phone. It's no need for you to talk to me.
you think it was all about you. Let me ask you a question, right? Do you think he wanted? I'm gonna say this. Do you think he loved you more than he loved his child?
Well, he told my sister that. So my middle sister was living with us in Pennsylvania. Um, she wasn't getting along with my. Not even say she wasn't getting along with my stepfather. My stepfather was very mean to my middle sister, but that's another story. So I went and got my middle sister, and I brought her to live with us. which I can say, because I'm always gonna keep it all the way G. I'm gonna keep it all the way official. Boo Boo even helped me with my sister. Like, he would take her to school while I would go to work. We always worked good as a team together. And my sister said one day he was taking her to school, and they were talking about my sister's situation with my stepfather. And he was saying that he was expressing to my sister, if that were me, like if I would have put my hands on um Mia, which is my daughter, he was like, your sister would have, I would have been out of there. Like, he's like, she wouldn't play all of that. So that's what he was expressing to my sister. And my sister said he then looked at her and said, but I love your sister more than I love dumb kids. And that's what he said to my sister. I love your sister more than I love them kids. And he always used to get upset with me because he felt like I poured too much in my children, or I paid them too much attention. Like, he would come home sometimes, Marquise is like, say like Marquise and I were laying down watching TV, and he would come in and say, get out of my bed watching my TV with my woman. I'm his mother, and he's a little kid. Like, I'm his mother, and he's a little kid. But that was his mentality. But we were very close. Like, we were, I mean, old times weren't bad. We were very close. We were very, very close. We were very, very, very close. And even me leaving him wasn't the easiest decision. Like that was not easy. That wasn't easy. That wasn't easy. Like, when you love someone and care for someone to that magnitude, that wasn't easy. To break up my family unit, that wasn't easy. But I know I deserved better, but I still will put myself in my back pocket for my children. My children didn't deserve to see their mother being mistreated to the point where now that my daughter's older, I always talk to my children, but it's like she's sharing more emotions. She's sharing more emotions with me. Now that she's getting older, and saying how like that kind of affected her.
So we got a lot to talk about. As you know, we're gonna limit this. You're
Yeah,
not
I
gonna
guess
do
we're gonna
all in
limit
one
this.
time.
I thought we was gonna get into the Daphne Joy
Nah, but the thing is,
Queens
we don't
of the
want to. We don't
Philippines.
want to. I get it. Has it been an hour yet?
I don't know. I'm not timing it. I don't know. I thought that's what we was getting into. That was an interesting story to say how that came about.
Yeah, I know we want to get into that.
And y'all
A lot of
would
comments.
love to know. Y'all gonna know why 50 really is mad at Diddy, and it's not
We're not.
what y'all think it
Yeah,
is.
it's a whole story behind
It's a
that. But we're not
whole
going.
story
Yeah.
behind it, and it's not over. Lady Boy, it's not.
So I'm gonna ask one question, right? I'm not gonna get to Daphne. We're gonna do Daphne on the next one,
Okay.
the Diddy situation.
Okay.
Somebody wants to know in the chat, did he? Because you put up the post on your story about Daphne saying that he sexually abused her.
Yeah.
Did you ever experience anything like that? Or was it just basically physical stuff or fighting and back and forth?
I have experienced sexual abuse from him. Yes. Which, when it sounds odd for women, because it's like it was no Me Too movement. From our culture, it's like, how could your boyfriend rape you or sexually assault you? Because no means no. No, no means no. I don't care if you get a girl butt naked and she says no, that means no. So yes, I have. And I don't know within me. I don't know if it's this black girl strength that for some reason it's easier to talk about that the physical part of the abuse. Um, that's easier for some reason than to talk about the sexual. I don't know why, and that's something that I have to probably um work through and maybe just try to like understand. But yeah,
Well, why you never reported it though? People might want to ask, well, you got sexually abused, you got physically abused. Why you never said nothing?
I did say something. I've always said something.
Well,
If anybody ever listened, I've
the
always
authorities,
said he was abusive. I have court testimony where I'm saying he's abusive. I have order of protections in the courts where I'm listing some of the abuse. So this is documented. This is documented. Maybe IG world don't know. Maybe the fans don't know, but no, it's documented. People who work with him has witnessed it. Yeah, it's documented.
all right. Well, let me ask you a question. It's up to you now. If you want to go into the Daphne Diddy with the host, you want to do it now? You want to do it on your next live? What you want to do? It's up to you.
I don't know. I don't
You know,
know.
certain, they're telling the interviewer to ask certain questions, but these are the things that we know no one knew in detail, because some people say they knew, some people didn't know. I mean, it's almost 750 people here. But now the Daffy stuff is the new stuff, right?
Yeah, that's the new show. I mean,
You
that's
may
like
have
that's
you may
like
have the inside on that. So
oh yeah,
it's
for
up to you.
sure.
You wanna go there, you wanna save it for the next live, it's up to you.
Uh,
It's your call.
I don't know.
I don't want them to get at me like I'm holding back shit, but it's on you.
What are you thinking?
Well, if we want to continue to do these lives, we can spin the block tomorrow and really build it up. So everybody say drop the T, bro. Ask the
Uh,
question, bro. Yo, listen, ask the
well,
question. It's up to
I'm just
y'all.
gonna just put it this way. Okay, we're gonna probably spend up with that. Well, no, we're not probably like that's no.
Right.
We're definitely gonna spend a block on that. But it's just not what y'all think it is. It's not.
No, it's really not.
It's not like just put it this way. Puffy was the first one to sleep with someone's baby mother, and we could leave it at that.
Mm.
Puffy wasn't the first to sleep with someone's baby mother.
I mean, that's what you want to leave it as. Like I said, it's your choice.
Guess we can leave it at that.
He playing. People say all kind of shit in chat. I'm
and
gonna
this,
leave it at
this
that. Like I
and this
said.
happened while I was with him, so I was there, so I know this for a fact.
Right. Right. Well, if
Uh,
you want to end it some kind of way, you want to say something to the people. Everybody came on to hear your story. Now you got a whole lot to talk about on the next one, because the next one's gonna be a little crazy.
yeah, so
So it's
stay
on you.
tuned. And I'm so sorry about the tardiness, but it wasn't a tardiness. It was like the powers that be tried to get me not to do this live, but we're going to keep going, keep the momentum. Yeah, and it's just a lot to talk about. Because I had so many points that I wanted to talk about. Because I wanted to talk about the post that 50 put up today threatening my son, and I'm going to get into that too. But no, and it wasn't. And I'm okay. I'm gonna tell you. Somebody said Kim Porter. Dot dot dot. It wasn't Kim Porter. It wasn't her.
It wasn't
No,
good.
it wasn't Kim Porter.
Definitely wasn't good. All right.
No, no.
Well, if that's how you want to end it, we can go from there. And
Yeah. So
you post.
we'll definitely spin the block. I'm definitely gonna be. We this is yeah. You guys are gonna hear the unfiltered truth. No more letting someone control the narrative. No one. Yeah. This is
Oh,
we here.
I do want to ask you a question first, because this was something that a lot of people was rumored. Excuse my bad. It was rumored about the NDA that 50 silenced you from being on TV shows, from talking, doing interviews. What was the situation with the NDA, the non-disclosure agreement?
I don't have
What happened? They didn't silence you.
I don't have a non-disclosure agreement. What it is, it's a fictional. It's a contract for a book and life rights that he is showing everyone. Which we all know a contract has a beginning and an ending date. So that's going to definitely have to be worked out legally because he's preventing me from making a living. But that's what narcissists do. They will talk about you saying that you want money from them, but they will put you in a trick bag so you can depend on them. Like 48 laws of power says, always let them depend on you for their happiness. But luckily for Shaniqua Tommpkins, I believe in God, and I don't depend on 50 Cent for my happiness.
All right. Well, we can. We can let it go on that. You want to say something to the peoples, man? Everybody's
I
tuned in
thank,
to hear. You want to hear
thank
more?
you for everyone for joining me. Because I'm a very private person. I'm a Virgo, so if you know anything about the zodiac signs, you know. But yeah, I'm going to take
I
control.
need to know. I'm going to log off so you can have the first screen
Okay.
to yourself.
Thank you so much.
All right, Nico, we
Okay.
good, babe. Talk to you later.
All
All right.
right. Thank you for joining me. I really appreciate it. And thank you. I just want to say thank you. So till next time, till story time. And it's not Sarah. So I'm giving y'all all you know who it is. It's not Kim and it's not Sarah. But you'll know next live. You'll definitely know who it is.
I can't think without a whole zone. It's almost gone, but don't think about the ozone. I ain't ate all day, but I'm so blown. Tell the DJ to throw on a slow song. My life is what the po-po press for. South Central is so stressful. In the city of the bombest herbs. The only way to low know the calmest nerves. Females say I'm a conceited nothing. No good, only call when in need of something. It's a thin line between the love and the lust. Should never have young cuz in the cuffs. Gotta be cool with them first advances. Working in these uncertain circumstances. Fake ballin' had you broke with a buzz. Pump your brakes, come smoke one with us. And we can get high, y'all. Never know when we gon' die, y'all. Come smoke one with us. Come smoke one with us. And we can get high, y'all. Never know when we gon' die, y'all. Come smoke one with us. Come smoke one with us. I get high as the heights that I'm reaching to. Put a few in the air for Big Meech and Blue. Grind hard through the middle of the night. Shit, I might see a little of the light. I never sleep, barely get some rest. I swallow my blood before I hit some stress. Roscoe's on the east, a hit to west for jacks. Pockets fat, I just hit for racks. Yeah, that's where I can get some clothes at too. It's already 1 and it close at 2. Fast lane, ballin' out, racing the range. Gangbanger, all about chasing the change. I'm icy, judge and the jury. Ain't trying to see the judge and the jury. Eastie represent the E&S, but I still Baymac like BMF. And we can get high, y'all. Never know when we gon' die, y'all. Come smoke one with us. Come smoke one with us. And we can get high, y'all. Never know when we gon' die, y'all.
Come smoke one with us. Hustle, listen, come smoke. Hey, look. Get money every day like it's no thing. Buy a zone of that cushion, smoke the whole thing. Rolled up deuces, carry 4-5. Off a half a gram of kush, but we so high. South Central where they murder with no alibi. Do walk-ups and don't respect drive-bys. We some young killers, still some fly guys. Neighborhood near Bustle and SPI. We rich roller coaster cribbing, that's our lifestyle. And that explains why my neck and wrist iced out. Smoke big blunts, and ride luxury. A nigga beat his bitch up cause she was fucking me. And then I beat the pussy up and told her it'll be alright, just tell me every time he mention me. Yeah, and that's just how it's meant to be. It's an in-hood thing, it's lost in after century.
And we can get high, y'all. Never know when we gon' die, y'all. Come smoke one with us. Come smoke one with us. And we can get high, y'all. Never know when we gon' die, y'all. Come smoke one with us. Come smoke one with us.
Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. That hustle. Big shout out to my nigga SPI, spotter low. You know I'm in the black box, had to come through, tap in, show love one time. Yeah, y'all make sure y'all subscribe. Stay tuned, all that.
It's the homie cook-up boss, goddammit, Cub Low. And y'all tuning in to the Wake and Bake Show with goddammit the homeboy Spider Low.
Here with SBI, the realest nigga in LA.
Spider this bitch!
My name is Spider Low. Spider Low, nigga. Spider Low. It's Spider Low.
Spider Low.
Spider Low.
Spider Low.
So Spider looks at me because we go back to the juvenile side of the county.
What the fuck?
My nigga.
Spider Low.
Spider Low. Shout out to SBI, that motherfucking nigga.
Spider Low, Wake and Bake. Better keep it Google, nigga.
Loke is in LA somewhere doing what he's doing.
In the words of Spider Loke on my mama's mama.
Spider Loke's gear. This is Bay Mac.
Nate Blood, C-Mac. Shout out my Loke, Spider Loke, huh? Nate Blood on Hood. It's a beautiful world. You fight me? Fight, craig.
Point blank, do no subliminal dissing. When I listen, I can tell you never been on no mission. Sticking to the script, don't care if I offend you. Neighborhood crib, the marathon
I overlook my competition, never seeing them. I done trained my mind that I'm going. You could tell by how I walk, talk, I'm a boss. A east side millionaire, homie, what you thought? My life is a movie. They can't get close to me. They mad cause they can't be. I'm everything that they wanna be, yeah.
You are now in the black box. Whoa. With Spider Loke, Most Easty, aka BJ Keyway, and the Google Gang.
Let's go!